So firstly, who had a chance to do anything since last week? What's been the updates? And we'll start with Ryan, because he's avoiding eye contact.
Gosh, oh, sorry. To be honest, I went slightly through some of the settings that we spoke about, but other than that, not much. I've been horribly sick.
Oh, no.
What? I know, good excuse, eh? Sorry?
You haven't got COVID?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you are well enough to be here today then.
I tried, yeah.
But this only works for one side of the 12-week.
This is true.
Just Joel, tell us what have you been up to? What have you got done?
What have I got done?
Yeah.
I have been extremely busy, as you probably could tell by my profile, Mac. I've been non-stop. I did a couple of polls, I did a couple of follow-ups. I managed to somehow get a new client teaching from our Social Saturday as well. As I told you about that as well. And I just checked my ASSI score, and now I'm in the top 2%, and social selling index of 77. And
nice.
48 and 28, and yes.
Well done.
That is awesome stuff. So you're definitely making some progress over there. That's great. So new client, new activity. You've got some new collaborations. Did you see my shout out earlier to Ellie?
I must have missed that one.
Okay.
When did you send that?
That was a couple of hours ago. I tagged you in one of her posts.
I need to.
She needs to get on your interviews.
A couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Send me the link.
I will do. Okay, Nick, how's it going on your side?
Yeah, I can't remember what my SSI was last week, but I think it was around 10 or 13%. I can't remember. So I went and did some of the stuff that you did, that you showed me last week, and it's now up at 3. I'm in the top 3% now.
Okay, so that's a huge jump.
A huge jump, yeah. I made some changes to my profile. I created the event that you taught. I came along to one of your extra sessions, and
yeah, I saw.
And you taught me how to do the event there and then. So I did it, and I think that, along with all the other bits and pieces, has made a huge improvement to my score.
Good stuff.
And I don't feel like I've done a great deal this week at all, because like today, I left home at 6:10 this morning, and I've just sat down in front of the computer.
So there are going to be days like that.
Yeah.
For all of us, we're going to have days where, we get derailed, or it's too manic to even try and get anything done. But some of the things that I'll go through today will show you, as long as you keep a steady pace. If you miss a day, that's fine. Just make it up the next day. It's consistency over time. It's not a race. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
And even those days where it's manic, certain of the things that we're going to go through, you'll still be able to impact your SSI, even if you are not potentially posting. There are other things you can do. Yeah. So that's good. So it shows you, minor changes can make big impacts.
Yeah, definitely.
This all impacts reach at the end of the day, and that's the key thing, because if you want to pitch an empty room, then that's great for somebody who's maybe a mime artist or just wants to be solo and not have anybody else hear them. The whole idea here is to get heard and get seen. Ray, talk to us. How'd your week go?
Well, last week I did a post which was fantastic. Thanks for everybody commenting. That got about 1,041 impressions, which was really cool. I put a post out this morning, and that's only so far only had 142, so less impressions. And I posted it on the TELP our site, our sort of like a group site, but there's very few people they're picking things up, I think.
Absolutely. That reminds me, I need to add Ryan and Nick to our WhatsApp group so that they can meet some of the rest of the community that have previously been on courses with me, and they can help. They'll also support your posts and vice versa, but also a community of great people that you can connect with and network with. I'm just having a look over here. So we're going to go through a few things today because there's real key things to think about when it comes to posting. Who's trying to call me at this hour? Oh, well.
This hour was slightly better than any later, mate.
There we go. That's true. It's just I always tend to have no calls for a bit, and then as soon as I'm in the middle of a meeting, then my phone goes mad. Anyway, okay. So Ray, I'm just having a look. So what is your current cadence? About once a week that you're posting now?
Well, I'm going to try doing more now. I think I'll take it. So I'm going to be trying to do more of them. So get into the swing of things again. It's just really kind of getting back into the swing of posting regularly.
Yeah. So and one of the things is don't overcomplicate when it comes to the posting. You know,
no, well, the posts I'm making at the moment are pretty simple. I think all it's missing is a decent call to action, really. And I know that there is a call to action that's very compelling.
Yeah, but it's if you'd like to have a conversation, message me. That's a call to action. It's
I know, but it's
so that's fine.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You can start with that. I'm just going to go onto your profile. Have you got a calendar booking option, like a Calendly or something like that?
I think so. I think I put that in there as one of the ways to connect.
Okay, because I just want to show each one of you this very quickly. There's Eugene. Okay, he's joining. So I'm going to share screen with you very quickly. Okay, so if you look at Raymond's profile, so as you'll see, can everybody see my screen? Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Eugene, good to have you here. Okay, so on your profile, one of the things that I would suggest go and do is your call to action. So Ray, if you remember about a year ago, there was no way other than putting something into your headline or onto your banner, there was no real way for people to take action. Now, LinkedIn's user experience is pants, but instead of putting a link on your banner that you could actually go to a place, one of the things that LinkedIn have done is they've allowed you to put a link just underneath here in this section here.
Okay.
If you go onto your own profile, I'm going to show you mine now. So you can have a call to action. So Nick, as an example, if you're having events or something like that, in fact, let's get to, because Joel has been knocking this out of the park for quite a few weeks now. So let's go to Joel's profile.
Not to mention spamming the shit out of your phone.
No, that's something else. Okay, so if you go into Joel's profile, he's got an event coming up for November the 3rd, 7 to 8 p.m. Now, this is a great way to let people know what's happening in your world. Have you got an event coming up? Have you got a form to fill out? Have you got, how do people get a hold of you? There's Christmas coming up. There's New Year's coming up. There's Diwali this week. There's all kinds of things that you and your company can use on your banner. So with Joel's, he's busy driving for the next few weeks. He's driving people to this event. And how does he do that? Just go over here, register now. So if I click on that, it's going to give me nothing.
What? Really?
Just kidding.
It better not do that, because if it is, I will be having words.
And all he's done is he's rerouted it to a LinkedIn event. You can see how you can then go and have it. He's already got 50 people that's registered. And then on that event, if you're running an event, so Nick, with one of your future events,
yes,
go and put this on all the people, all the salespeople, all the people that are going to be at these events. They can go and put that link in to the event in their own profiles.
Right.
Now, I'll show you how they go and do that, and it's a very simple process. So I'm just going to go user experience. LinkedIn doesn't make this easy for you because you think it would be under contact info, but actually you've got to go over here where you hit the little pencil on your profile.
Yeah.
You click on that. And you can see I've got book a free consultation. So it goes straight to my booking form. But if you scroll right down to the bottom, you've got over here, and you can put the link in, and then you can name it what you want to.
Right.
So if it's a LinkedIn event, you just take the URL to the LinkedIn event, put it in there, and you can go register here. Or if you've got, say you've got a white paper, or Eugene, you've got a,
Pre-launch.
Even a pre-launch, but you may at the moment just wanting to be gathering connections of people in the call center arena. So you might just have top 5 tips for call center managers, or top 5 tips for call center operators, or a white paper like that, and you can say download for free now, and you can have that in your banner that says top 5 tips, click download below to download now. So you can get people to go to a form that they register, and then you can email them a form, and you start building up a mailing list that is off of LinkedIn. Because as some of you may have heard, I know, Ray, you were talking about it yesterday about WhatsApp being down. And all platforms are vulnerable to eventually disappearing. So if you can build up your own independent mailing list, you always stand that power. Even if the platform goes down, you can just mail your list and go, hey guys, looks like the platform's down, but just to let you know, we're still here, still operating. Okay.
Yes.
So, for instance, with Joel, I mean, like we were talking about Calendly link. I mean, that's in my contact info, but it's not sort of you can only have one or the other, can't you?
So if you look over here on mine, you can see consultation. So for me, I've put my Calendly link in.
So what's under your contact? Because when I click my contact information, that's where I've got all my that's how you can get in touch with me. So I haven't got that calendar.
So I've got that there. So I've got my LinkedIn expert, the calendar, which goes to my website as well, to my Calendly. So I've got all of these in here. But the reality is, not everybody, and again, it depends on your settings that we went through last week and the week before. It depends on whether your settings allow people to be able to see your contact info. As an example, if they're a second or third level contact. So you've got to make sure that that can be seen. Otherwise, what will happen is people go onto your profile, can't see your contact info, or it'll be restricted to just your username. So as an example, most profiles, it will just show that information there. And it won't show anything else, because not everybody actually fills this in. And that reminds me, Skype I need to remove. I mean, how many people use Skype?
I only use Skype for one purpose, and that's because my own drum teacher doesn't have any other platform. So
okay, that's giving his age away though.
So Max, so how did you get in book a free consultation? Where did you write that in? So
over here on the right hand side at the top of the second pencil on your profile.
Yeah.
You click on that. And then you scroll right down to the bottom, and then it's got website. So normally, actually, this is what it will look like. So, so as an example, that's what it looks like on most people's. And it just like, you go, oh, it's another website. So you're going to add another website. But when I add the link in, watch what happens. Now it gives me the option to add additional text.
Right. But you've admitted then, so now you don't have the option of actually putting your website address in there.
You can. I can put my website address, and I can just go visit our site.
No. But can you add more websites? I mean, can you add more fields in this area, or you just have to play around with the one field?
So on the website side of things, this is okay. So I think we're confusing that. So let me show you. So there's this new feature over here, which people can go onto your profile and just go and take an action, whatever you decide that action is. So that action can be a booking form, going to your website, filling out a form, going to your Calendly, downloading something. It can be whatever you decide, but you've got to put the link and then you call it what you want to. Yeah. But if you want to go and put other information, then under contact info, you still have the option of adding up to 3 sites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But most people, they don't always go to check contact info, or they can't see your contact info depending on whether they're a first connection or not. Okay. Does that make sense? So what I urge everybody to do is find a way that you can use that form. so as an example, you could actually have, if you've got a post that just talks about what you're trying to achieve right now, you could go and have that link go to a post if you really want to. More about me as an example. So you might do a post that you just want people to be able to go back to if they want to know more about you. You can also feature it, but just use that option as a call to action so that people know what you want them to do when they go on the website, go onto your LinkedIn page. Okay. And this is a great way, Nick, as an example, if you've got multiple sales teams, to just, as the marketing department, email them a banner and say, hey guys, can you upload this as your banner and use this link and this title in your web URL at the bottom. And then you've got 10 people in your company, all with the same banner, pushing the same event, and they can all go and invite people to that same event as well. So I would put that on the company profile as a post, and then I would do it on each individual's profile up until the event.
Yeah.
Okay. It's prime real estate.
I'm changing mine on my iPad as you speak, because I only have one screen today.
Okay. Yes. The joys of hotels, eh?
Yes.
There's actually what do you call it? External monitors that look like an iPad that I used to have when I was traveling and doing a lot of hotels.
The wraparound ones.
Well, yeah, you just put one on either side and just fire cable, and much easier. It literally stacks on your laptop into your laptop bag, so it's very you don't need extra power cables and everything as well.
Need extra money to buy it though, Mac.
Yeah, that's the challenge. They're 200 quid a screen now. 200 and something a screen. Anyway, so let's move on swiftly. Okay, I need to share a different screen. Let's go on to one over here. There we go.
Yeah, I might need to duck out early today because I've got another meeting at 7 o'clock with a salesman in the bar. No, it is a meeting. It's not just going to the bar.
I've had many of those, I understand.
I just heard bar.
Excellent. When can we join you? I'll have a double scotch.
Yes, certainly. You're very welcome.
Nick, I understand the pressure there because you can't leave a salesman too long in the bar.
No.
Okay, so let's go on to the section over here quickly. There we go. Okay, so this is the second part of the SSI. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Excellent stuff. Everybody see the orange screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully it's not too disturbing. So how do you create a professional brand by finding the right people? So this is an interesting one because LinkedIn are looking at whether you are, and I screw this one up all the time because I'm always looking at the target audience for my clients. So LinkedIn must think I'm quite sporadic because one week I'm looking at one type of audience, the next week it's a different type of audience. Poor LinkedIn can't make up its mind what I'm looking for. But for yourselves, you don't need to do this. You just need to look at your target audience. So the key thing over here is there are many ways, as it says, to use LinkedIn for business prospect. And the SSR takes into account how you interact on LinkedIn. So this is where the artificial intelligence comes in, because really what the AI is trying to do is it's looking at your behaviors and trying to help you by finding other people like the people you are looking at and looking for. So, but it can't recommend that if you are all over the place and you're looking at too many different people. So you want to start getting into a habit of making sure that you're on a regular basis, 5-10 minutes a day, just looking at your target audience. So you are training the algorithm. Okay. So over here, it looks like at things like the value of connections and relationships, and and that improves your sales score. Now, remember, SSI is just a guide. Once you start getting this right, you start getting the right people in your pipeline, you don't have to worry if your SSI drops because you will know why and what the intention is of all the actions that you're taking. So how do you find the right people? The key thing is being proactive. So you've got to be active on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, look at the searches. So as an example, if I go onto LinkedIn, this little search bar over here is what's going to help me get better clients by searching. Now, when you go and do searches in here, as an example, I'm going to, so Ryan, you're looking at, who are you looking at connecting with? Property investors, property developments?
Pretty much, yeah. Anyone kind of the property business at the moment. Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
so come on, computer. There we go. Whoa, what's a property developer? Can't even read. Okay, property developer. As an example, if I put property developer and I click search, using all these different filters, LinkedIn then gets a better idea of what you're looking for, if that makes sense. So you're giving them instructions. So as an example, if you're going to go, it's basically going to look for people that have property developer within their title or within their experience. If you're going to go look at posts, it's going to be looking at people that have mentioned property developer, or companies that are property developers, jobs for property developers. So you can go across all these different things, and you can go and engage. So you might want to go, okay, how do I find people? That's great. You may want to go, as an example, and you go into groups, and you can go and have a look over here. You go luxury real estate property, and you can go through these to go and have a look at where these are. So you can go all full, and this one's got no additional, but you can go and have a look at, as an example, if you just go and put, now there are 11 results, and it's more specific to where you are right now. And you can go UK Property Investment Group. There's 4.8 thousand people in there. Now, the reality is not everybody's active, but this is where you get to cherry pick. So as an example, if there's if you've got an association or a specific industry that you work within, Nick, as an example, you might have pharmaceutical companies that you're targeting.
Yep.
Now, if you are wanting to target them, finding a pharmaceutical, your pharmaceutical groups, and there's loads, by the way.
Yeah.
One of my clients specifically targeting pharmacy. So you can go in, join those groups, but here's a real pro tip for you that almost less than 0.01% of the population are active on LinkedIn do. So if you go on here, you're going to go into the group. It's going to ask you if you want to join. And only once you get accepted, can you then start looking at posts within the group. But you can also see other related groups because it will recommend. So this is the AI already start trying to kick in and go, oh, okay, so you look for property. Let's show you some other stuff that you're looking for. It's similar to the whole Google idea. Over here, I can see, so it's looking at my location currently, and it's showing one of those members are actually located in Bushy. So all of a sudden, it's like, actually, oh, hold on. So for me, that's an easy intro. Hey, I noticed that you're a part of the property investment group. You're also in Bushy. Now, the scary thing is I probably know who that is, and I've already introduced him to Ryan. Yeah, Ryan, you've got to give him a call, by the way. He wants to know how you're doing.
Yeah, sure, 100%.
That's Lee. So now this is where the gold happens. So as an example, if you or your business wants to get in to the group, but most groups, has anybody been part of groups for a long time? You've gone back in and noticed nothing really happening there?
Mm.
Yeah. And I've got groups that I was part of when I first joined LinkedIn, and I was overly excited in 2007, 2008. I joined every group that, in sales. Now I go into them and it's like tumbleweeds. There's 10, 30, 100,000 members, but nothing happening. And that's because LinkedIn groups died a sudden death about just before the whole GDPR process. And now they're starting to grow and starting to liven up again. But what you find is there are a lot of groups that have got your target audience in, but they aren't active. And that's the hardest part of maintaining a group, is having value add or valuable content, valuable contributors to your group. So one of the easiest things to do is go to the admins, because it tells you right here who's in charge of the group. So I can go there and I can see director of the UK buy-to-let group. So Ryan, he's a great guy to go and connect with. But here's what I would do is, when you join that group, ask how you can add value and tell them what your purpose of joining the group is. So as an example, you joining the group and say, hey, I'm busy learning more about the property sector. I'm looking at various routes to go, whether it's buy to let, or whether it's development, or whether it's what do you call it? What did you call it? Buy to rent. All these different methods. And I'd love to know, how can I firstly use your group to get the best out of the group, but also what do you feel I can contribute that will be valuable for your members? Okay. And each one of you, if you do that and have that in mind of how can I bring value to your group as the admin? And secondly, how can I best use this group? Because they all have their own rules. And more often than not, I'm finding that admins come back and they're desperate for people that are actually engaging. They're still alive within the group. And they will more often respond and tell you, oh, well, this is what we prefer seeing. This will bring value, and they will ultimately want to help you because they are the caretaker of that group. But it's a great way for you to then build relationships with you, so that when you do post, so as an example, one of my other clients took it upon himself, go and find every group within his industry and his niche and start posting in every single one of those groups. The problem was he did the pitch and run process. So basically what he was doing is he was trying to find as many groups that he could share his post in every day. And he was basically spray painting and just like hoping something would stick. And his first few posts got a lot of attention, but then the admins realized that all he was doing is he wasn't responding to anybody in the groups. He was just, posting an ad and running. And they basically blocked him, and he didn't realize this because he carried on trying to post, but they wouldn't let him post anymore. So he actually lost out on really big networks because of the fact that he tried to run before he can walk. Okay, so you've got to take this one step at a time. Build that relationship first. So every single group that you can go and join that you feel of interest, reach out to the admins and just say, hey, this is what I bring to the party. Even if, as an example, it's the pharmaceutical industry, Nick, and you're not a pharmacist, you can say, a lot of our clients are pharmacists and we know some of the pain points, and I'd love to be able to add some value to the group and maybe some tips and ideas of what I'm learning from speaking to other pharmacists in the industry as well. So as long as you can add value, just because you're not a pharmacist doesn't mean you won't get into the group.
Okay.
But you've got to be able to talk to the main purpose of the group. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All still with me? Good. As long as my beard hasn't taken away my brain superpowers.
Whatever, babyface.
Yeah, no comment. Moving on. Okay, so the other thing is, check up and engage with anyone who has viewed your profile. So again, this is one of those things that if I go, okay, so if I go on to my homepage and I go to network as an example, and I go and look at the people I follow or following, now there's followers and following, and now the default is when somebody connects with you, they automatically become a follower. That's the creator mode. So as an example, you can have following. So these are the people that I'm following as an example. But if I go to the people that follow me, I can go on here and you can see how some of them I'm following and others I'm not. And each one of you will have those people that are now following you you just haven't connected with. And the key thing here is actually, if somebody follows you, do you think there's a reason why they would follow you, or do they just randomly follow people?
Oh yeah, they're interested in what you're posting.
Okay. So there's a reason. They're either interested in something that you're posting, or they've seen you interact or comment on somebody's post, or something has flagged them, or it could just be your profile and your headline has come up as a recommendation. And they've gone, oh, that's an interesting person in my industry. I'd like to know more about what they do. Let me go and follow them so I can see their posts. Now, what most people don't realize is when LinkedIn did this wonderful changing and creating the creator mode, they changed it where the default used to be connect. Now the default is follow. Now, as an example, Nick, if I go into your profile and you're one of my target audience, I want to really kind of get on your radar, but it's you're sitting there, I'm in my hotel room, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm scrolling through LinkedIn and I go, oh, this guy would be great. I sit there and think, well, I don't want to send the guy a message at 1 o'clock in the morning because I want to come across as, whatever your reason, it might be, I don't want to, come across as unprofessional, or I don't come across as too eager, or, you can overthink these things. So a lot of people, as an example, because a lot of people are actually on LinkedIn at work when they shouldn't be, as an example, if they're just scrolling by, or on the loo, or on the train, or wherever they are. So they might not be in a convenient place to start a conversation. So the reality is it's easy to hit the follow button and then think, hey, my best intention is to go back to Nick and go and contact him at a later stage. Now, I have picked up so many people as either collaboration partners or clients from this, because this is cherry picking. It's literally all I do is I go onto here and I go and have a look and I go, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people in 4 rows that I don't know why they're following me, but that's 10 opportunities that I can message and say, hey, I see that you're following me. What brought you to my profile?
Yeah.
And I've had so many people literally turn around and go, oh, Mac, thank you so much. I totally forgot to get back to you. I saw that you did a post, or I saw you were working with one of my clients, or I saw you were doing this. So literally just by going interacting with those people that follow you, I've got this guy, Marco, as an example. Networking and working with the #1 LinkedIn coach. Now, I know he's still fairly new, but within his in his country, because the population is so low, it's fairly easy to be in the top 1% of anything at the moment. But he's new and setting out, and he's reached out to me to come and see how I can help him on LinkedIn. And that was purely because he hit follow, and I went, oh, okay, who's this guy who's claiming to be #1 in his country? Had a little bit of a look, had a conversation, and actually it's led to an interesting discussion. So all of these are potential opportunities. So if you just go and ask them why they reached out, you may be able to or open up those conversations to potential collaborations or potential clients as well. I've even got some people that, this gentleman over here, he was on our Social Saturday Chats on Saturday. And he's been messaging me about introductions to other people in the US and various other things. And all that from just a follow button. So easy options for you to go and connect with those people in your network and engage with them. If somebody goes and hits the like button, how many of you know how to check who's liked your posts? I'm assuming all of you. Yeah. So you click on that who's liked your posts, go and have a look at who they are. And one of the things people forget is they always look at the second and third connections to try and engage with those. But sometimes your first connections are in a buying position, but because you just don't read the signals, they go elsewhere. So if it's somebody in your first connections, somebody that you haven't spoken to in a while, and they're a potential client, why not just message them saying, hey, Ryan, thank you so much for liking my post. How are things going? Just so that you get back on their radar and you're not out of sight, out of mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So let's move on to the next one, engaging with insights, which is what we're talking about now. So active engagement is integral to social campaigns. This was the biggest mistake I made on LinkedIn prior to me getting good at it. This is where, you know, I was showing up on every single social media platform and doing the spray pray approach. I was automating everything. I had posts going out every day, sometimes 10 times a day out on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, but there was no results. You know, the amount of effort going into it and the amount of money I spent on marketers producing this stuff, the key missing ingredient was engagement. And this is recognizing those people that comment on your posts, that like your posts, that comment on your comments on other people's posts. You know, it's little things like that. So it's just making sure that you spend 10 minutes a day going into your notifications on LinkedIn and just go and see what's happened, who's commented, you know, who's tagged you in a post, and just making sure that you respond to those so that they know that you actually care, if that makes sense. So what else do we have over here? So this is, I guess, one of the key points over here, engaging every day. Take 10 minutes a day to like and comment on relevant content. So, and that's your target audience, your influencers within your space. So even if you've only got 5 minutes in a day, you know, if you can, if you're on your PC, this is quite easy. How many of you know how to open or how to set bookmarks and open multiple bookmarks at once? Yeah?
Yep.
Some of you do. So, and for those of you who don't, I'm literally just going to show you very quickly how this is easy way to do it. So,
Mac, I'm going to have to jump off. I've got a message
Yep.
from my colleague who's downstairs. So,
beer's warming up, the froth is going.
no, this is recorded, right? I'll be able to watch the rest of it later.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks.
Excellent
guys.
stuff. Nick, have a good drink.
Good
And look
night,
forward to
all. Cheers.
catching up with you when you're back over here. I'm out in your neck of the woods quite often now. Well, Hemmel's side of things anyway.
Okay, mate. All right. See you soon.
All the best. Cheers, bye-bye.
Bye.
Almost hit stop recording and close the session. Bye, everybody. Okay. So let's go to home feed quickly. So I want to show you a few cool, this is just an easy way for you. If you've got 5 or 10 people that you want to follow and continuously watch on LinkedIn, this is a nice way to go do it. So as an example, if Alessandro is one of my clients, and he is one of my clients, but if I want to go and make sure that I want to add him to a list of people that I'm going to every day, you might want to go and do this and build yourself a cycle. So you can go, I'm going to go to, right? What I typically do is I would go to where it says, he's learned well, he's got his free chat on there anytime today. Come on, why is this so slow? There we go. So you go to their profile, you click on where it says see all activity. And then you go to posts. Now, when you click on that, what you'll notice is in the URL, is this thing running on Steam or what's the story? There we go. You'll see the URL will have recent activity and shares at the end of it. So that means that if I go and I bookmark this and I go, as an example, I'm going to call this, I'm just going to go folder.
Just call it Alessandro.
No, hold on. Yeah, that's also true.
Simple, easy, and
Okay, but then I might go, as an example, LinkedIn, new folder, and you can go and do it like this as an example. If you say on Monday, you want to have 5 people that you go and connect with, and on Tuesday, so Ray, as an example, you might want to go to all the IBNG people on a Thursday and just go through their profiles quickly. You can go and do this and just go LinkedIn Thursday as an example. There we go, LinkedIn Monday. And I can go save. And then let's go and have a look. Just going to see who else shows up. John Asperian, go to his. Come on. Oh, went right fast. Go. And now I'm going to go and bookmark this one as well, also for LinkedIn Monday. And I can go, John. There we go. And I'll do one more. Wow. Come on, keyboard.
Next time I'm over there, Mac, I'm gonna have a look at your computer.
Just run all the bloody updates.
Well, you shouldn't really run them when you're on it. Just before you go to bed, run the updates, let it run overnight,
I've done that.
and back again.
Anyway.
Don't let them run it automatically over your work time.
Yeah. So, Ryan, 8 connections so far. I'm going to set you a task.
Sure.
25 by the next meeting.
You got it.
Okay. And that is anybody and everybody you know of, or just through my network. So I'm going to add you to the WhatsApp group. You can introduce yourself on there to everybody. And then all you have to do is just connect to half of the people on the WhatsApp group and you'll hit your target. But it's going to give you more exposure. And you need to go and update your photograph with a clear background. Okay, nice. And you want to fill that photograph 2/3 with your face so that people can recognize you straight away.
I see.
And then the banner, I'll send you a link where you can create just a free banner for now, but you can just put something along the lines of currently investigating my options within property, as an example. It could be very simple, just so that people know, like, what is this guy about? Like, what is he, like, why is he even here? Does it make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So if I go to activity, no posts yet. So Ryan, I'm going to urge you to do a post and literally just do a poll. I'm going to do that. In fact, I'll speak to you afterwards, and I'm going to send you a template of what you're going to use as your first post.
Cool. Perfect.
Okay. Remind me, and don't let me get away with not sending it to you. Okay. Because how many of you have done an introduction on LinkedIn saying, hey, by the way, this is me and this is what I do and this is who I am?
Me after you ordered it.
Exactly. Now, most people don't do that because they just assume, well, I'm on LinkedIn, they can see my name, I guess they can see what I do. But they don't actually take the time to do either a text post or a short 1-minute video going, hey, guys, I know I probably should have done this years ago. My name is Mac. As you might see from my profile, I'm like massively into LinkedIn. I've got 2 kids. I live in the UK, originally from South Africa. And just a little bit of an intro so that people go, okay, I now know this person a little bit better. I've built a bit of rapport, because people at the end of the day follow people. They don't follow a brand name first. It's always a person first. If you look at the big thing that's happening with Kanye West at the moment, where all the brands are pulling away from him because ultimately people follow first. And it's all over the news tonight where he's losing, massive sponsorship because Adidas, as an example, people weren't following Adidas.
It's Adidas.
Adidas.
We do say Adidas in South Africa, to be fair.
And I've
It's
only
a
been here
German
20
company.
years.
It's like saying yogurt here. We say yogurt in South Africa. So
Oh dear, that's
So
so
do the
wrong.
Americans.
It's okay, but you're outclassed. We have 3 South Africans in the.
my rebuttal to that is tomato, tomato.
Potato, potato.
What did
I'm gonna
Kanye
keep
do,
quiet.
just out of interest?
Pardon?
Hey?
What has
Oh
Kanye
no,
done?
he's been very anti-Semitic in various.
Oh,
that he's
okay.
done.
Oh, silly boy, silly boy.
And all his brands are basically gone. but that's the power of the person. Personal brand is so, so powerful. And this is why I always say to people, you've got to watch what you put out on social media.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Today, it doesn't make a difference. I'll be a bit of an ass and I'll put something stupid on. And then, 6 months down the line, somebody goes and uses that and totally like you've totally forgotten it, but you go.
That's what happened to what's his name, Kevin Hart. He a couple of years ago said something that was inappropriate. He redacted that comment and he apologized for it years ago. And then it came up a second time when he was doing the Emmys. He was supposed to do presentation. What do you call it? I can't remember the right term, but anyway, it does come back to bite you.
It does, but this is, it also depends on how you deal with that at that given time, whether there's actual remorse and you actually say, hey, I was being an idiot and I'm sorry. Most people just try and hide from it, and that makes it 10 times worse. Anyway, we're not going to go down that line. Let's carry on with this. So that intro email that intro post is so important. And I've seen people get some crazy action and activity on LinkedIn just by going, hey, this is me, my first time here, because everybody wants to help or have an opinion or have a comment. So Ryan, I'm going to do a forecast and say that by the end of December, you're going to be on 1,000 followers.
Wow.
Okay?
I think that can be achieved easily. Yeah.
Very much so. I've just done 10,000 in 9 months. Additional 10,000 in 9 months.
I'm on 1,600, aiming for 2,000.
Good. Ray, you need to get to 1,000 because
I need to get to 1,000. I've only been doing this for 1,200 years. I mean, I'm never going to get there, am I?
Well, you need to be proactive at just connecting. And for you, all I would do is go through all your posts that you've done in the past and go and connect with your second connections. I know you haven't been proactive at doing those.
No, you're absolutely right. So yes, you probably are numbers now. I've just got to be proactive. That's cool. Yeah.
Good stuff. And I know Joel's flying already. I don't even want to. I'm too worried about where he'll be in December because he's.
I'm staring 4,000 in the face on followers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow,
and you were where were you at in February?
Below 100 was it?
I think so.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So anything is possible. And the connections that Joel is getting, they're not just people that are random connections. There are a lot of powerful connections in there. People from all walks of life. And this is the thing, is if you leave it up to others to reach out to you, you'll wait forever. You've got to take that action as well.
That said, I'm starting to see some organic connections now, which is great.
Good. Don't forget, we haven't picked on you yet, Eugene, but we'll get there. So Ryan, the task for you is to do a post, and let's do a quick call between now and Friday, even if it's 10 minutes between the two of us, and I'll talk you. Hey, this is me. This is my first post. This is what I wanted to achieve. Looking to connect with, and we'll go through that process with you. Because you've got to get the ball rolling. Because right now, actually, LinkedIn means nothing to you because there's nothing there for you. But wait until you get that first little taste of, hold on, a developer or a big company that does works in property, all of a sudden just said hi, and then all of a sudden you'll start noticing, that snowball effect. So you've heard it here: 1,000 connections for Ryan by the end of December, 1,000 for Raymond by the end of November, and Eugene, you're heading towards 2,000.
Hold on a minute. What's my target?
I don't want to give you a target because I'm too scared to do that right now.
Give me a target and stop being a pussy.
Wait.
Whoa! What did you say? You're on 4,000? How much?
I'm on 3,227 right now. I'm staring 4,000 in the face.
3,200. Okay, so 4,000 by end of December.
Okay, doable.
That's 350. Now, actually, LinkedIn, so we're going to go through a couple of things now, but LinkedIn actually, so this is one thing to remember. If you're sending out connection requests just randomly, LinkedIn will penalize you and they will shadow ban you because it looks like you're just randomly trying to play the game and just connect. They actually look at your acceptance rate. And the higher your acceptance rate, the more they allow you to connect with. So my average connection or acceptance rate at the moment ranges between 80 and 100%.
How do you find that out?
I will show you those things at some stage. But here's the thing. If you send out 100 connections a week, and then you look at how many new connections you have at the end of that week, that's how you work it out. It's very, very easy. Yeah. So it's just, but the key thing is try and send out, 10 connection requests a day. And it's actually it's a lot easier than you think. Initially, it sounds like a bloody hard thing to do. But once you get into the process of, I was at work today, met this new guy, new boss, or I met somebody at an event. I was at a networking event that I spoke at this morning. And literally, if you go onto LinkedIn, you go into the app. How many of you have got LinkedIn on your mobile right now?
Me.
Okay, so no, well, I'll go through this for everybody anyway. If you go onto your mobile right now, go onto the home page on LinkedIn.
Go onto the
home page.
Yeah.
In the LinkedIn app.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so at the top of the page, you will have what it will say search. Okay. So if you go and in the search bar on the top right-hand side, you see the QR code.
Yep.
Okay, so you click on those 4 little squares and it shows you. So that's it. So if you can see, yes, Raymond's got everybody's got this, great.
Yeah.
Now, if you meet somebody, all you do is you tell them to do exactly what I just told you now. And then what you do is instead of going where it says my code, you click on the other tab that says scan, and your camera comes up. And the moment you hold it up to a QR code, it instantaneously goes to their profile. So you don't have to sit there and go, how do I spell your name? Or,
brilliant. Okay.
I noticed you had that in your background as well a while back.
Correct.
Yeah, so it will pick that up as well then. It won't...
Correct. So I did a presentation today, and on a slide I had, hey, book a consultation call on the left-hand side with a big QR code on the right.
How do you do
that? I had
that,
people, put a QR code on a presentation?
Yeah. So how do you get that QR code?
Well, you can save it to your you can save it to your photos as a picture. That's on your mobile phones. That's straight away. That's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've got share my code and save to gallery. Just saw it.
Yeah. And if you save to gallery, you can then WhatsApp it on a desktop as an example, or you can it to people on WhatsApp, and then you can save it from WhatsApp on your laptop. Have you used WhatsApp on your laptop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eugene, you use WhatsApp on your laptop?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Sorry, I didn't hear that the first time. I do apologize.
No.
Well, I did, but I wasn't paying attention.
You didn't care. You didn't care. That's fine.
I'm just going to turn a deaf ear.
Good excuse. Okay. So the other thing is, sharing on LinkedIn is really powerful. So not just your own content. Most people, you can see when somebody is just all about themselves and they're quite arrogant on LinkedIn, or that it's just ads all the time. What you want to do is you want to share. So you want to go, as an example, Ryan, right now, you want to talk about property, but you are getting into property. So for you, it's still fairly new. You might want to go and do a post about somebody who's quite big in property that's written something in the news, or you can go and say, you can go and have a look at what's going on within the parliaments at the moment. Say, with Rishi Sunak's new statement, how will this impact various property investments? I'm new to property, and I'm looking at what's the best way to go. What are you thinking as a property investment if you are one right now? So it's just asking questions or putting things out there that starts conversation.
That's a great opportunity for your posting as well, is to kind of track your journey, posting on how things are going. Day one, that my ambition is to achieve X, Y, and Z, and then day 30, I've achieved this, and this is where it's moving to. People get very interested in that sort of thing and start to follow that on a regular basis.
Absolutely. So to give you an idea, there's a guy that I've become pretty good friends with now. His name's Pratik. He's based in Israel, but he's actually the Indian ambassador to Israel. And interesting, because he actually wasn't the Indian ambassador to Israel. He just named himself the ambassador to India for Israel, because he was like, I'm just another guy in Israel. Everybody's in tech. So he was like, well, I'm just another guy in tech here. Like, how am I going to stand out? So he went Indian ambassador to Israel. And being Indian, he could get away with that. So he used that, but then he started doing a 100-day challenge. So he challenged himself to post 100 days in a row without missing. And then each day he'd put day 1 of 100, day 2 of 100, day 3. So people knew he had a commitment that he was working to, but they were like, oh, what's this guy on about? Like, what's the challenge about? And people they've got this FOMO thing that, FOMO. Whoops, slip. So people don't want to miss out on things. So if you create that environment where you just go, on a Monday, you might go, okay, this is on a Monday, day 1 of sharing my journey. This is how the week's gone. Week 2, this is how my week's gone. Week 3. So for Ryan and for you, Eugene, you guys are brand new to LinkedIn. I would be using that as a strategy, going, hey guys, I'm brand new to LinkedIn. Would love your thoughts, your support, your comments, and just learning my way around. I'm going to be sharing some stuff that I learned, but I'm also here to learn from everybody else. That kind of thing, and that'll give you an opportunity to be able to really get people on board that are like-minded, because what you want to do is those people that are kind of looking and go, nah, not for me, they go, and then you don't have to deal with the assholes anyway. So it's great. Because the nice thing about it is you want to attract people like yourself. You don't want to go and attract those people that you don't want to work with, because otherwise you'll make your life miserable.
It's time wasters and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing is actively seek out engagement within your community. So Eugene, call center groups. Do you belong to any call center groups on LinkedIn?
Yes, I do actually. Several. In the last week or two, I've started to build up groups. And then the other thing I'm doing is when I do my searches, it's UK based, and most of it was started for Milton Keynes area. So
you've got a lot of call centers there.
I'm working on, yeah. So I've like Charles Terrett, I worked for them, so I know about them, and I've just sort of tried to think about businesses that are local that I can start building those relationships with.
Okay, so I want to show you guys a couple of things over here. So with engagement, hey, I like the headphones in there.
Yeah, I couldn't find a like call center headset, so the headphones is the next best thing. Yeah,
that's perfect.
What do you think of the banner? Because I couldn't quite get the spacing right, but it kind of. Yeah.
So it's still cut off over there.
Yeah,
it's very fine. It's very busy. I would try and get that maybe in a different font.
Yeah.
And make this a little bit smaller.
Okay.
What do you think, Ray?
I'm looking on my my desktop. Wait a minute, because I just want to see that, because it's obviously very small there.
Yeah, I'll get. Yeah.
I mean, if you clicked on the banner and it then comes up as a kind of like the whole image, that's how you can see the banner in its entirety.
But the problem is most people don't realize that.
Which most people don't realize that, and they won't be able to see that on their mobile either. So really, I think the same with everything, Eugene. Make the message much more simple. I think, one simple call to action. You've already got passion about customer care. What we just need to know in what customer care. You are kind of like what type of customer, or be more specific about the area. It sounds like it could be a nurse or something.
Okay.
So try to kind of make that very, very specific. But otherwise, I like the fact you kind of got almost a signature with the Eugene card. I think that's nice. It's really kind of personable. I just think kind of like hone down the kind of the message in the banner there.
Yeah, I'll have a word with you about your messaging overall, because I know some of the stuff going on in the background that could be fairly useful actually. So again, we need to book in, because we had a call and then I platzed. I was useless.
Yeah.
So we need to book that in.
I also messaged you. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to listen to it, but I messaged you an idea that I had.
Oh no.
Yeah, just an idea that I kind of put out there.
Okay, I will have a listen to that after this. In fact, I'll give you a call straight after, Gina.
Oh, that'd be appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, so if you go to the bottom of somebody's profile, this is where I can now go and see which groups Eugene, and he's got 25 groups that he's going to join, and he's brand new to LinkedIn. So that's pretty impressive going so far.
I will agree with you, Mac. The one thing I have found is that the groups are very dead.
Okay, but there's a strategy with that.
That exactly that. Well, I wrote down every point you're making about reaching out to the group admin and start, how can I add value, etc. I think that's going to be a fantastic idea, and I'll be doing just that.
I love this group over here, making excellent customer service the standard. With that name, you can go and do a post in that group going, so what does excellent customer service mean to you? Question mark. Done. Nothing else. You don't have to overthink these things. You can literally just have simple questions, because these people, I mean, you've 51,000 members that have gone and joined that. Clearly, if they've joined the group, they're hoping they have some clue of what excellent service looks like. So you just want to get people to get to get back to you on that. But each one of these is an opportunity in those groups to go and start conversations and cherry pick. As an example, if I go to, in fact, I'm going to go to my network, and I'll wrap up with this bit.
Oh gosh, it's already
Jeez,
past the hour.
it has flown by. So just a quick, you see over here, I've got a new invitation that was accepted today. I went to a networking event where somebody did a post. They took a picture of me speaking at one of their contacts commented, but because I went and engaged and responded to his comments, he's now connected to me, and I've seen a massive opportunity being able to help his organization. But all I did was I went and said, hey, thank you for engaging with so-and-so's post, and really good question. I'll send you a connection request and we can chat offline. So I've just taken it straight from thank you for that message to, hey, let's just connect. And it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. And that was about 10 minutes before we went onto this call. So, there's a new connection there already. Okay, so if I go to groups, I need to actually get rid of some of my groups. For all of you, I would suggest go and this group. They've got some really amazing content ideas. So invite connections. Hold on, let me just, because you can't always find it. Joel, you've been invited. Raymond.
Am I?
Yeah.
I've just joined. It's good.
And
I didn't even know I did that.
well, you've been invited. I don't know whether you accepted it. I mean,
What? Wait a minute. What? Can you send it again, Max, so I can actually?
It says invited, but
I can't find it.
You're not a member. Yeah, I can't invite you again. It only gives you one opportunity if you've met, and that's it.
I can't find it.
Amongst all
where do
that
I
activity.
Where do I look? Where are the bloody groups?
Oh no, you're not a member because you didn't accept my invitation.
I didn't see the invitation to accept it.
It's okay. I've just sent you the link on messaging.
Oh, thank you. Right, there we go. I found it now.
Okay, so as an example, if I'm in this group, the nice thing about it is I can, so this is a private group. So as an example, there's tons of members on here, but I can see who the admins are, and I can go and connect with those. And the beauty of these big groups is when you connect with the big movers and shakers that created the group in the first place, you can find out what the the thought behind the process was, And especially if you're trying to get into the industry or you're an expert within the industry, it gives you an opportunity to network with people really at the top of their own network as well. Now, I'm just going to go back to my groups again. Marketing professionals. So this is one of, and you can see I'm a manager on there because I did exactly what I said to you guys is I went to the admin and went, hey, Patrick, I see this is what you guys do. I haven't seen any posts in your group for ages. Is this thing still alive? And ironically, about 500 of my competitors are in this group. And now
you're the one managing them.
And I'm the manager on a 12,500 group. But all I did was I went to him and I was like, hey, Patrick, on a regular basis, let people go and post, but then also go and do this. So this is a strategy I said to them once a week, just go whenever you get to 10 plus new members, go and tag them and say welcome. And that all of a sudden created engagements. People are like, oh, wow, this group actually wants me here. They actually recognize that I joined the group. When you go in there, you might want to go and do a post in the group of the first thing you want to go and see is who's posting in the group. And generally, most groups, it's probably the same 2 or 3 people, even though there are 10,000 people in there. Okay? Because a lot of people do they just post and run. But if you can go in there and you can say, okay, here's Randy, he's posted. Let's go to this one. Ian posted. Sue has posted. So this group is going to have a lot more people active than normal because I've been involved in this group. But what you can do is everybody who's posted previously in the group, go and comment on their post and then send them a connection request going, hey, I just commented on your post in this group. Be great to connect with you and find out more about what you do and how I can learn from people like yourself in the industry. So it's an easy connection request. So Ray, as an example, if you want to, because from a just thinking about your management style when it comes to working with maybe branding teams that you can go and work with, you can go and have a look at some of these marketing groups, have a look at the head of marketing for all these companies, and just go and reach out and say, hey, I'm a branding specialist. I work with my heads of marketing, and I love networking and finding out what's happening and in the industry, and what cutting edge things are happening with you, what frustrations are you finding, that kind of thing, and would love to connect. Just keep it simple. Eugene, for all the call center ones, every single call center manager that's in one of those groups, just send them a message going, hey, I noticed you're in this call center group or this customer care group. And I'm looking at connecting with more call center managers around the world so that I can get better feedback and learn more from what others are doing to improve what I do and how I help others. Something like that. And all of a sudden, all you're doing is cherry picking.
Well, yeah? I haven't quite done that process, but what I have been doing is looking at who is in the group and just sending out connections with them, because
with no message.
No. I'm trying to incorporate messages with each one of them. My engagement I just worked out was a little over 60% as well.
Engagement or conversion?
Sorry, conversion is a little over 60%. Yeah,
that's good. That's really good. So just keep that up and make sure that it's a relevant connection request.
Yeah, it's more about just saying. I'm just trying to say that it's more to do with being in line with, the passion for customer service, and that's partly what led me to changing my banner as well, is to kind of put out that give people that feeling that this is what my passion's about.
Good. So now you just need to get a one-liner that you can put that down to. You're passionate about customer services, ensuring customers get heard or felt heard or felt something. Whatever that is, you can have it like really short and punchy. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to wrap up there. Let's just see if there's anything else I've missed on this. Next week we'll go into point 4, but as you're noticing, going into quite a few other modules off the back of the SSI. So we're actually covering quite a bit. By the end of the fourth one next week, you'll have a good round understanding of not only profile, your outreach, but also your engagement side of things. And the next one's about building relationships, which is a fairly easy one to build up as long as you follow the right actions. But I'll send you the slides for today as well, so you can just have a look at that. Okay.
That's good.
Good stuff. Okay, any final questions?
No.
No, lots of food for thought. Brilliant.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so in the comments before you leave, let's be accountable. I want one action that you're going to take this week in the comments.
I'm oh, sorry, in the comments. Okay, sorry. Paying attention, honestly.
I've already kind of implemented some of the things we've gone through today already, so I've done some work. But I've got to get more connections.
Okay, but be very specific. Instead of saying more followers, more connections, try and be specific. I want to get more followers within call center management. I want to get more followers within marketing or within, from my network group, or, be very specific. So, as an example, for, Ryan, it might just be those property groups. Just put the word property UK into the search bar, and then have a look at what groups come up, and you'll get all kinds. And then just join the ones that you feel are relevant. Raymond, finding engagement with the right people. Who are the right people?
I know. Well, that's what I'm going to work out. No, because we talked about sort of we did talk about sort of like getting connected to my target audience. Yeah. So that's what I mean by the right people. Target audience. Do you want me to put that in the thingy?
Yes.
The key thing is being as specific as possible, because that way it's easy to be accountable. Because I know what I'm like. If I go, connect to the right people, then next week, I haven't defined what that looks like. So for me, I can just go, I connect with the right people. That other guy that I saw at the networking thing, I connected with him. And I think he's the right person. That's it.
In my SSI score, that is the lowest bar in my SSI score. It's kind of not connecting with the right people. So I've got to address it somehow. I've got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. Hold on. I wanted to show you the final thing. Let's just go over here, because
the final
how to bookmark those things.
I was going to go with, but wait, there's more.
Google. Yeah, that one. There you go. Okay, so this was the thing that I was actually getting to earlier, and then somehow I lost train of thought altogether. So if you go, and you know how we've shown you how to bookmark all those different people that you want to go and save. If I now go to LinkedIn, and what did I call that?
LinkedIn Monday.
There we go. It's at the bottom over here. So if I go there, you'll see that there's Joe Spirit, but you'll see there are a few people in that group.
Yep.
Okay. So all you have to do is you right click on that, and it gives you an option to open all. So if you've got 2, 3, 5, 10, what will happen is it'll do this. And then automatically I now have Alessandro, and I've got John Asperian. And how long do you think it's going to take me to go and comment on their posts?
Seconds.
Literally, there it is. That's his latest post, because that's what I've bookmarked. So there we go. I can just go straight away, and I can go on there. And this one I've already engaged with. Oh, no, I haven't. And there I've just done the liking side of things. But now I can go and do comment quickly. And that's taken me, it will take me 15, 20 seconds. And then shut down, and then engagement done on those. Okay, so if you want to,
would this be more so if you're targeting, trying to develop a relationship with particular contacts, that you'd be doing something like that?
Yeah. So say you've got the top 10 companies. The thinking. So as an example, if you've got the top 10 companies you want to engage with, go and bookmark their pages with their post pages, and then every you might have on a Monday, you're just going to do 2 or 3. So don't over do it. Don't try and take over the world in one day. Literally just set yourself tiny tasks that, you know, I can do. And if you do 2 or 3 of those a day, by the end of the week, all 10 of your companies that are your prime companies you've engaged with, and it took you milliseconds, and you do that again next week. After 3 or 4 weeks, you've got a pretty good understanding what's going on within those organizations, what they're talking about, who's engaging with them. And it's taking you seconds, but you're staying on the radar. But also because you are commenting on a regular basis, it becomes easy. If your organization comes and says, oh, well, we want to develop an organized, you know, a relationship with this company, you can go, oh, well, hold on. Let me reach out to Joe. I've been speaking to him for the last like 6 months. It's just
if you're more relevant, then you're the first person they think about. Yeah. I'm with you.
And this is where influences is really important. If you can think about the top, you know, find out who are the top guys any company goes to for call center training, like who are the best guys in the world. You want to make sure you are following them and you are engaging on their profiles, because guess what? All of a sudden, you become that person who can talk about and say, hey, well, so-and-so who, trains, KPMG, or this one who trains this, you're speaking as an informed person because of the fact that you are taking cutting edge stuff from people leading in your industry. And you'll be surprised because people love that engagement and the fact that people take time to actually respond to things. If you keep adding value to those influences, one day one of them is going to turn around and go, hey, Eugene, thank you so much. And then a couple of conversations or comments after that will be, hey, well, let's reach out and connect. You know, some of the people that I'm connected to, I don't even know why the hell they connected with me. I'm like, you've got like 2 million followers. How did I make it into your 30,000 maximum connections? Like, how does that even work? And then they'll message and give me a shout out. I'm like, hey, Matt. I'm like, that's bad. You know, but 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, that wasn't even, I didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah.
But following these principles, anything is. So, I know Joel's trying to connect with somebody at the moment on LinkedIn who had, she was going for 50,000 connections. She was on 10,000 connections beginning of this year. She wanted to get to 50,000 by the end of the year. She's now on 150,000 connections already. And to try and get on her radar and become a connection is now almost impossible because she's already maxed out 50,000. But I've known her since she had like 4,000 or 5,000 connections. So, for me to be able to go back to her and have a conversation is so much easier than somebody who's not a connection.
What is the maximum? Is it 50,000?
30,000 connections.
Oh, okay.
Those, you can only message people that are a direct first connection. So there's 30,000 maximum. But you can message people through InMail, which is through LinkedIn's credits. But there's a very low conversion rate on InMail because most people know if it's an InMail, it's probably a pitch. So yeah, unlimited number of followers.